Hey, it's Sammy and Natalie here, and welcome to the Anxiety Compass, where anxiety isn't the enemy, it's our tour guide. We'll swap stories, share tools, and have a laugh while we find our way back to true north. Come along. Welcome back. Today, I thought I would share a few stories because I've been talking to a lot of kids and adults about panic attacks. They're becoming more and more common, Nat. I was scrolling through my phone the other day on social media because I was working, and up popped a news article all the way from Russia about something horrific, which I won't mention on the podcast.
Yeah.
And my whole nervous system went into flight and fight just reading it because I could resonate with it because it was about, a parent. And I just thought, wow, I wonder how many people are seeing things like this all day long, because I try not to go on the news and social media because
No.
and we pick up on other people's nervous systems. Like if you are not good at projecting your own energy out into the world, I'm pretty good at doing that now. You're actually absorbing all those feelings and things that are going around.
Yeah.
Like I can
That collective
feel
energy.
heaviness sometimes when I'm walking
Yes.
to the shopping center.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so
absolutely.
exactly. And so anxiety and panic and all those feelings are becoming more common from when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I wanted to sort of share some places in which I've had panic attacks, because
Ooh.
having a panic attack doesn't happen in the privacy of your own home.
No, it's
I
not.
don't, I didn't have that
No.
many panic attacks when I was feeling safe in my own home. I mean, some, but not often. They happened in the most obscure places, and that's sort of where the title of this podcast came from. Can
Yeah.
you tell me, Nat, like you started having panic attacks. What age were you when you sort of had your first panic attack?
I was 6 weeks off turning 30.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What are some interesting places that you've had a panic attack?
Well, gosh. Well, my very first panic attack actually occurred in my office at work. I didn't know what it was taken to hospital, and they said, "You're having a panic attack." Because it can also, everyone around me, I didn't think, because my brain was just completely frozen, but everyone was thinking I was having a heart attack. And that's really, really common when someone has their first panic attack. They think, or other people think, that they can actually be having a heart attack because the similarities in the symptoms are identical. So, but, oh my gosh, where do I start? Shopping centres. I mean, the title of this is Panic at Woolworths. Okay, well, it's the working title. I don't know how many panic attacks I had in a supermarket and literally had to leave. And I was always with my husband because I was severely agoraphobic when I was going through my panic attack period. And we just have to leave the shopping just in the middle of the aisle and walk out.
Oh. Do you think it
Um,
could be, because my mum's a big believer on this because she gets panic attacks too, that it's the
yes.
fluorescent lighting that's in shopping centers that's like sort of putting your
Mm,
balance out, and it's sort of triggering that panic?
well, it can be. I mean, obviously, when you've got anxiety like severely and if you've got panic disorder, usually or oftentimes, I know I did because I had PTSD, complex PTSD, is you're hypervigilant. So anything that is stimulatory can set it off. So whether it's the bright lights, the fluoro lights, sounds, crowds, lots of people, anything that can overstimulate any of your senses can trigger it.
Mm,
So yes, it can be. It can be a contributing factor to it.
mm.
For me, it was just the whole thing being outside because I was agoraphobic, the lights, the crowds, the
Yeah,
the noise. It was so
perfect.
noisy. It
Perfect
was, the
combination.
cranking. Yeah, it was a perfect
Perfect
combination.
storm.
Perfect storm. That's the word I was trying to think of. Just in shopping centers, I'd go shopping with someone. I was never on my own. So I remember once walking through Carindale Shopping Centre, which is a shopping centre here in Brisbane, with my sister,
Big one.
and I had my head down. I couldn't look up. I could never look up. So I didn't know where I was ever. Shaking and trying to breathe, which never helped me at the time. I didn't know how to breathe properly. That was the problem. And then we just have to abandon things. We
Yeah.
were in a shoe shop.
Abandoned ship.
She was buying some shoes, and I was just like, went into a full-on panic attack.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, we have to go." And we just had to abandon everything. Listening to music, watching the news, that was a big one. I once had, it happened a few times. I'd be sitting somewhere, either at a cafe or even when I was in hospital, and a loud noise would happen. And nothing, I mean, sometimes it could be a car backfiring, something
Mm.
dramatic, but sometimes it wasn't. And I don't know the amount of times I literally dove under the table,
Oh
was
no.
hiding under the table. It
A
was just
gunshot or
instinctive.
something.
It was literally, yeah,
Yeah.
it was. People were saying, oh my
You're
gosh,
very, very hyper vigilant. Like you
it was
just,
extremely,
yeah.
like I was crazy. But then
Mm.
I also had up to 7 panic attacks a day at home,
Mm.
sometimes more, for no reason. I would sit at
Yeah.
home and have complete silence. My husband was at work,
Yeah.
and I'd just be sitting there, either reading a book, doing something pleasant, and just
Just
randomly
go.
my just
Yeah.
go into my nervous system was just so
Yeah.
dysregulated
Mine was
that
the panic of the thought of having a panic attack. So I would panic
yeah,
myself into a panic attack.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, that was
Yeah.
another one that yeah, and
Panicking
that a
about
lot of the
panic.
time that would happen in social situations. You
Yeah.
yeah, you're nervous, you're scared that you're going to have a panic attack, which brings on a panic attack.
Mm.
Yeah,
Gosh.
power of the mind, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Mine started when I was at school, primary school, and that's the worst because you're already
Yes.
in school. It's scary, right? Because you don't know who you are or who people can judge you. You're very
Yep.
vulnerable as a child,
You
and
are.
you're not with your safe people. And um, I had my first panic attack at a school disco. It just hit all of a sudden, and it was the most scariest thing I've ever had in my life. And
Yeah.
it went away, and then it just kept coming back, and mine were coming back daily, like up to 20 times at some points. Like it was just constant every hour on the hour, every half hour.
Yep.
And once I sort of got control of it to some degree, I started ignoring, like not ignoring, but avoiding places that I knew it would happen.
Yep.
So, like you were saying, certain stimulants would set them off. And so for me, it would be on a parade day. So assembly, school assemblies and
Mm.
parade, everyone was together. There was a possibility that I could panic in front of everyone, the whole school. That was a no-go. I would always
Yeah.
avoid that. Or if I was forced into something or I'd forgotten, I would always tell the teacher that I felt really dizzy. So she would give me a chair so I could sit to the side with the teacher just in case, and I had something to hold on to. Because when you're
Yeah.
having a panic, you feel like you're falling and you want to hold
Yes.
on to something. And so if we were all sitting watching the school parade and they had us all stand up with no chair or anything to hold on to, but the people beside you, strangers, and you had to sing the national anthem. Like that was hell for me,
Yeah.
absolute
Yeah.
hell. And so as soon as I knew that was coming, I went to a Catholic school too, so we did like hymns, we did hymn lessons. There was always a reason to be together, and it freaked
Yep.
me out. And so I actually ended up just avoiding school altogether. It was
Yep.
too scary to go to. I missed out on a
Absolutely.
lot of it. But I had
Yeah.
panic attacks in shopping centers. I didn't go to the shops. I
No.
started, I ended up with agoraphobia as well. Like I
Yeah.
would be safer in my own home with the things
Yeah.
that made me comfortable. As I got older, I would be somewhere with a panic attack where I could have one, but I would make sure there were specific things that I had near me or with me, or I would pick a seat near the exit, or I would
Yes.
strategically have
Yep.
these escape plans set
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Because, like, even with the shopping center, I would go on a morning when no one was there,
Yeah.
um, because, you started to create it so it was easier for you to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I was the same. If I went to the shopping center, and it was usually after I'd been to the doctors or something, so it wasn't a regular occurrence. But yeah, I
Yeah.
would go at like first thing in the morning, in the middle of the week
Yep.
when it was not as busy. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, scoping out exits. I was the
Well,
same. Yeah.
Tuesdays up at the road here, they do the low lighting, so they dull the fluorescence, all the stimulants. So for people who are quite
Nice.
sensory,
Yep.
They go at that time. I'm like, oh, maybe I should shop then, like, because
That's a
it
great
still can
idea.
send, yeah,
Yes.
it's very sensitive. I would have panic attacks pretty much anywhere, really. You name it.
Yeah.
As long as there were people around to watch me, I would have it happen.
Yeah. Oh, I remember once sitting in the like, well, not once, but whenever we were driving in the car, my poor
Mm.
husband, he was so lovely and so supportive. If a car overtook us, I would scream in fright and
Oh,
go into a panic attack just from the sudden movement of a car.
of a
So he'd
car.
have to sit there, especially if we were doing long drives. We used to drive from Canberra up here to Queensland, so like a couple of
Mm.
days of driving. And he would literally have to say, okay, there's a motorbike or there's a car. He'd have to warn me that something was
Mm.
about to overtake us. I'd still go into a panic attack, but I usually wouldn't have the scream
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
remember panicking as I got older. I started to do more people pleasing because I realized that when people liked me, I felt safer. I don't know why. Well, we could
Yeah.
probably do a whole, I do know why, but we could do a whole
Yeah.
episode on that. But if I'd invite people over and, you're in a state of mind where you're like, yeah, I'm going to have a party, I'll have everyone over. And all of a sudden, your whole emotional state, everything just changes within a few
Yeah.
days. And you get anxious about the thought of people coming over, and it can cause panic and anxiety in your own home because these people are going to come in and it's too much, it's
Judge.
overwhelming. You've got to clean the
Yes.
house, you've got to have everything perfect. And
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or
Yeah.
even a
I
panic like buying gifts for people, that can cause a
yeah.
panic.
Yes.
It's
Yeah. Oh,
ridiculous, isn't it?
crazy. Yeah, it really is. It's
Mm,
really funny that you mentioned about the people pleasing. I was a people pleaser before I got anxiety
mm,
and panic, and I actually went the opposite after I got a panic disorder
yeah,
because it got to the point where it was just like, no, everyone just go away. I need to look
yeah.
after
I need
myself. Like
this on
just,
my own.
oh
On
yeah,
my own.
I
Well,
just
my people pleasing didn't come out
and
till
I
I was a
stopped
young
caring
adult.
what people thought. If because I couldn't clean, I couldn't do it,
Yeah,
I couldn't look after the house. I was
yeah,
unwell, and I got to the point where I didn't care
yeah.
anymore. So I was the complete opposite
Kind of a good.
of
It's
you.
somewhat a good
It was
thing.
a good thing. Yeah, that was actually one of the blessings in disguise.
So what techniques do you use now? Like, do you still get panic attacks?
No,
Do you ever
no,
feel
but that
like
might be
one might
because
be coming and you know how to stop it?
I was about to say, yeah, it's
Yeah.
because I know how to manage it. I've never even felt like one coming on, but as soon as I start to feel anxious, I do things to ground myself or connection, or I was feeling a bit anxious before we started our first recording earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And full disclosure, I'd been going since 5:30 a.m. I'd already had two different other calls before we started this, and I said to Sammy before we hit record, I'm actually just feeling a little bit anxious. Can we just chat for a minute and connect? Which
Yeah.
literally helped me to calm down because I know the warning signs. I
Yeah.
haven't had a panic attack in years. Probably the closest I've come to having a panic attack in over a decade was last year when my mother passed away.
Mm.
I literally
The
didn't go
emotions.
into a panic attack, but I could feel it coming on, and it was understandable.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually it was the day of that we had her funeral, and just realizing that she was no longer on this earth. And
Mm.
it literally, like, I'd literally just lost my mum, and in fact, I actually even rang you, Sammy, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to have that grounding,
Yeah.
but I knew the warning signs, and that's the thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Knowing
Yeah,
and
and
doing the
that's where the
breathing.
anxiety compass comes into play as well,
Exactly.
because you can kind of learn the triggers. Quite often with anxious people, we can set ourselves off with simple things like, I know I couldn't swallow the other day, and I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? And then I calmed myself down because I was getting myself into a panic. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Why can't I swallow? And it was just because I was just feeling anxious about something in my throat was tightening. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. And so that for me, but I have in the last few years, I've had a few panic attacks, but most of them have been from supplementing with something that set
Ah,
me off.
yep.
I'm extremely sensitive to supplements, like so extreme that I have rung the supplement companies and I've had to explain to them, and they've like, wow, like this is unheard of. And so they've taken notes. I'm like, oh, I'm a rare breed.
You're special.
Yeah, I'm special, but they like to take notes because they can put it as
Yes,
a side effect. And
absolutely.
even just like stuff with the high dose turmeric, like curcumin can set me off. Like anything that does a
Right.
lot of
Yep.
detoxing can set me
Yes.
off because
Yep.
of that detox pathway. That's, yeah, it's just too
Yep.
much for me. And so I know because I'll go, oh, I took something new. Like I took my iron was a bit low and I before I went on a cruise
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's when
yep.
you try a new supplement before you go on holidays, right?
Absolutely.
And it was the ancestral stuff, so it was like,
Oh, yep.
yeah, and I thought, oh, I'll just do the whole foods, right? Because there's
Yep.
nothing in it.
The
It's
liver
whole food powder.
capsules.
But
Yep.
because of the strength of it, it was too much for it overdid it for my
Yeah.
body. And I was like, but
Yep.
there's nothing in it but actual whole foods. But yeah, no, it was too much. And so my friend was like, why would you try something just before we're going on a cruise? What is wrong with you? So I was anxious the first 2 days
About
we were on the
that.
cruise until it came out of my body and I was fine
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but having that awareness is key, right? So
Yes.
breathing techniques is a good one. If you can
Breathing.
master your breathing, you can literally use that anywhere. You don't have to carry it with
Absolutely.
you.
No.
It's something
Just
that you can just switch on to.
one breathing technique that I use, and I wish I had known about this when I had panic disorders, because when I was in the middle of a panic attack, nothing would work.
Yeah.
Like no breathing. People would stand there and help me breathe. It just like once
Yeah.
I'd
Go
gone over the
away.
edge,
Just let me
yeah.
find a safe
So obviously
hole.
doing breathing beforehand, when
Yeah.
you start to feel even the slight niggles of a little bit of anxiety building up, or even like feeling a bit tingly in the body. But the obviously I've studied to become a level 2 yoga teacher and therapist, and I was like when I did the training in breathing or pranayama, I wish I'd known about this. So it's called alternate nostril breathing.
Oh, I've heard of
I
this.
Yes, I teach this to every single person that comes into my clinic. It will cut through any anxiety or panic attack. So I always recommend that people practice it. Don't wait till you've got having the anxiety or panic attack before you start it. Like practice it morning and night so that you get used to it. It also helps to regulate and calm your nervous system, so it lessens the risk of having a panic attack in the first place. But obviously, I won't go through the demonstration now, but
We could
Google
do a
it
quick
on
one.
YouTube. Or I could if you do you want me
Yeah,
to?
do a quick one with me.
Okay, I guess for the YouTube, and I'll talk you
They
through.
can hear
So
you.
yes, so it's called the Sanskrit name is called Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing. So we always start with breathing in through our left nose because that's our feminine energy. So obviously when we're anxiety and panicky, obviously our masculine energy is taking over because it's trying to protect us. We're going to do the fight or flight thing. So we want to our left side is our feminine, so that rest and digest, that calming our nervous system. So we actually start by blocking off our right nostril, breathing in through the left nostril, drawing that breath all the way down into the belly, blocking off your left nostril, opening your right, and exhaling slowly through your right nostril. Then breathing again up in through the right nostril, drawing that breath all the way down into the belly, blocking it off, opening your left nostril, and exhaling slowly through your left nostril. Let's do it once more. That's called one round. Do it again, breathing in through the left, block it off, exhale through the right nostril. Breathing in through the right nostril and exhaling through the left. You should feel that you have instantly calmed down.
I love
Even
that.
if you weren't,
I
yeah.
noticed you were using the one hand and what two fingers were you using?
I was using, traditionally, it's our ring finger and our thumb. Normally we would put, but for purposes of video, normally we would put your two middle fingers,
Up the
your
top,
your
like
pink,
that?
your pointer and your middle finger, yep, on your third eye. That's traditionally what you would do, but I was
Ah,
just doing that. So you're using,
the
that's
second.
traditional.
Oh, I
don't
love
worry
that.
too much about what fingers you're using,
Just as
as
long as
long
you're
as you're
doing it.
doing the routine. So we just did two, and I always recommend you start with just 2 rounds at a
Yeah.
time because
I
it
feel
can
calmer
cause a
already.
bit of lightheadedness and dizziness because it is
Oh,
such a powerful breath.
well, I love it. I do love
Yeah.
that. That was really great. And another technique is naming things and what's around you. So focusing on
Yes.
things that you can see and but I guess when you're in full panic, that breath work would be great. But
Yes.
you can
Yeah,
use
the
the five
the
senses one.
naming
Yeah.
things never worked for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is something they do recommend, but
It didn't work for
you know,
you.
and it didn't work for me because I was beyond being
Out
able
of
to stand
control.
there and go, oh, there's a table
Yeah.
and a chair, and
Just go away.
it would work pre panic attack sometimes
Yeah.
if I was sitting somewhere and I could feel it bubbling, and I would instantly go chair, floor, ceiling, person, plant, whatever.
Mm.
I
I think,
didn't even go to the smelling and the hearing, and I just did visual.
yeah.
My brain was too much. It was too much otherwise for my brain.
For me, as I got through it and I started to realize it wasn't going to kill me, I wasn't dying.
No,
When I started having them, I just kept reassuring my body that you're okay,
you're
you're
safe.
safe, this too shall pass,
Yep.
this will pass.
Yep.
And I would just sort of allow, it was like a wave. And
Yes.
as someone used the metaphor of you're in the waves, you just got to go under the waves where it's calm, and
Yeah.
then you'll be
Dive
fine.
under the wave.
Yeah, dive under the
Exactly.
waves, and just
Yep.
it too shall pass. And it's your
Yeah.
body's way of telling you something's overstimulating you, something's triggering
Yeah.
you. And again, going back to that anxiety compass to find out what's going on. Where are you traveling? Where you're so far from north that your true north that you're
Yeah.
yeah. And definitely not avoiding places because I found the more I
No.
avoided the places that would cause the panic,
Yeah.
the
It just
worse I was when I
exacerbates
returned. You're literally telling your brain, okay, you're safe not
that.
being there. Don't
Yeah.
go back.
That
You're
place is not
safe.
safe. Exactly.
Yeah. But when
You
you
just,
go there and you breathe through it and you do all that, you realize, okay, I'm okay. This is going to be
yeah.
okay. It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, that's what I literally used to do as well, was what you
Yeah.
were saying.
And I
Just sort of
sometimes do
talking.
humor as
I'm
well.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm having a panic attack. Great
Yeah.
timing, guys.
I know
You know.
my family or like would pay me out while I
Yeah.
was having it, kindly, but laughing at the situation or something, and that would get through to me. That would start
Yeah.
coming through because
Make light of
we've
it.
talked before. Yeah, our
Yeah.
family is the way we react to stresses and stressful situations is with humor.
Yes,
So
that's the
I
same with
would,
us.
yeah, yeah,
And I think it's important. Like most people will be, 99.9% of people will be understanding because I find like if you're having a panic attack, you feel so very, very alone because no one can see what's going on in your body. And if you
no,
are at
and
the checkout and you're
vulnerable.
having a panic attack, you say, I'm so sorry. I just need a moment.
Yes.
I think I'm having a panic attack. And they kind of look at you, go, oh my goodness, is there anything
Oh,
I can
you're
do? And it makes you
exactly.
instantly feel calmer because they're not judging you. You think they're judging
No,
you, and then
yes,
they're straight away are concerned, and you all of a sudden feel a little bit at ease because you know that there's someone else there that understands what's going on.
yeah,
Yeah, I love this. So panic can get you anywhere, but laughter, breath, and the presence of help around you can help you feel grounded. It
yeah.
really can. It really
It
can.
really
You're not
can.
alone. I know so many people who have panic attacks now.
Yeah.
And it's because we're living in a very overstimulating world. Shut off
Yeah.
things that are stimulating you. Turn off
Yeah.
the TV, put on
Yeah.
some music,
Yeah.
shut the screens
Dance.
down,
Watch
dance.
something funny on
Yeah,
TV or a movie.
life's not that scary. We're
It's
living in a
not.
scary bubble. Yeah. So, reflective question for you guys. What's one everyday space that you have been avoiding because you have felt anxious there? Or maybe it's the gym. I know some people who don't go to the gym
Mm,
because they fell off an equipment and they now panic every time they go there because they think everybody's judging them. And
yep.
what's a tiny step that you could do this week to reclaim that space back? Because you don't want to be creating a very small little place to live in. I wonder.
Nice.
I wonder what you
I
could
like
do.
that.
Maybe take a
Yes.
friend with you, someone you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Nat, do you want to come with me? We'll go hang out at Woolworths together.
Okay.
Go down
And
the
we could, yeah.
aisle 7 where the panic attack happened.
Okay. And then we could start dancing to the music.
We could. And if a
Dance
panic attack comes,
supernaga.
we can talk through it and laugh about it.
We can laugh. Exactly.
Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's
Yes.
episode and it's resonated in some way. I really want to paint a beautiful light on anxiety and know that it's your body loving you and telling you slow down.
Yeah, that's all it's telling. It's all it's doing.
Yeah.
It's just going, can you just love me and support me a little bit, please?
I don't feel very safe inside. What's going on
Yeah,
out there? What's going on
exactly.
out there? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's this episode. Yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.